Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you my family's recipe for mole poblano. So if you want to learn how I make it, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. Alrighty guys, so here I already have all of my ingredients. As always, they will be listed in the description box. So with that being said, let's begin cooking. We're going to begin by cooking our chicken. Here I have 5 quarts of water that's already boiling. To that, add the salt, 1 whole onion, half a garlic head, and our bay leaves. Along with that, all of our chicken. Once we added that, we're just going to allow it to come to a second boil. Okay, once it comes to a boil, remove all of the impurities formed on top of the broth. And we're just going to allow it to cook for 25 minutes or until the chicken is fully cooked. Once our chicken is fully cooked, we're going to remove it from the pot. Now you want to reserve the broth because we're going to be using it to make the sauce. Okay, so I'm just going to reserve 4 cups of the broth for now. This is going to be used so we can soak all of our chiles as well as all of our spices and ingredients. Okay, so once we have that, we're going to set it to the side so we can make our sauce. While we wait for our pan to heat up, to our reserved broth, we're going to add our piece of piloncillo as well as our Mexican chocolate, and we're just going to allow it to dissolve in there. Okay, once our pan is nice and hot, we're going to begin to toast all of our spices. And we're just going to toast them for about 1 minute or just until you begin to smell them. After the minute, we can transfer all of our spices to the broth. Okay, now we're going to toast our sesame seeds. And again, it should take about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Once they have changed their color, transfer them to the broth as well. Next, we're going to add all of our nuts along with the raisins. And we're going to be toasting them for 3 minutes. Okay, after 3 minutes, we can transfer our nuts and raisins to the broth. Okay, so now we're going to be adding a little bit of oil to our pan. Here we're going to add our Roma tomato, as well as our onion. And we're just going to allow them to soften. Once our tomato and onion has softened, transfer to the broth. Add a little bit more oil. Lightly fry the garlic cloves and the plantain. Okay, once the plantain has changed color as well as for the garlic cloves, you can transfer it to the broth. Add a little bit more oil to the pan. Here I'm going to toast the bread as well as for the corn tortilla. And you want them to get nice and golden. And I like to add a little oil at a time so like that my mole is not super oily. Okay, once the bread and the tortilla are nice and toasted, transfer to the broth. Add a little bit more oil. Now we're going to be frying our animalito crackers, or you can use Maria, but this is just going to help to thicken up the mole. And they burn pretty fast, so be quick. Do it on both sides. Okay, just like that. Transfer to the broth. And we're almost done. Add more oil. And because I like my mole to be a little spicy, I'm going to be using New Mexico chili pots. And we're just going to lightly fry them. But of course, make sure that before you do that, you clean them really good. And this takes about 5 seconds per side. Just make sure not to burn them because this will make your sauce bitter. And just like that, just transfer to the broth. And repeat with all of our chili pots. Here we have the chile negro, as well as for the chile pasilla. Okay, we have the last chile, and chile chipotle. Okay, so once they're ready, and we have all of our ingredients in our broth, just make sure that you submerge them so like that the chili pots can get nice and wet. And just like that, we can go make our sauce. Now we're going to be adding all of our ingredients to our blender cup. Make sure you get everything. Let me add another cup of water to my cup. So like that I could get everything. Here I'm going to be adding my salt. And now we're just going to be blending until smooth. Okay, and just like that, we have our mole sauce. So now we can take it back to the stove. To our pan over medium-low heat, we're going to heat up a little bit of oil. Okay, once our oil is nice and hot, we're going to add our mole sauce. And here I'm going to be adding 3 cups of broth. and we're just going to bring it to a simmer. Okay, once the mole sauce comes to a simmer, taste it for salt and see if you need to adjust it. For me, this is honestly perfect. It's so delicious. So we're just going to allow it to continue simmering for 10 minutes. Make sure that you're mixing constantly so like that it doesn't stick to the bottom of your pot. Okay, after 10 minutes, we can add our chicken back into the sauce. Okay, here we're just going to give it another 5 to 10 minutes or just to heat up the chicken. Okay, and after 10 minutes, our mole is done. So now we can get ready to serve. Alrighty guys, and now for the best part, the taste test. Now let me tell you guys that I hope you give this recipe a try. It's seriously super easy to make. It's a little time consuming, but let me tell you that you're going to taste all the love that goes into this mole. It's honestly super delicious, so worth it. You know, growing up we had mole during special occasions for our birthdays, bautismo, bodas. It's honestly a dish you can just never go wrong. So I hope you give it a try and enjoy it just as much. Cheers and enjoy. Just how I like it. It's sweet, spicy. It's perfect. So good. Put it with the rice. The best. Alrighty guys, and there you have it, how we make easy and delicious mole poblano. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and if you regret this recipe, please don't forget to tag me in any of my social medias. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button so you guys keep part of our family. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.